talk about my general aroma from having splashed about in old brewer's grains all morning. Yeah. It's quite a whiff around.
Yeah. Potent.
Especially when you go near it with a welder.
Warm it up.
Yeah. I've taken all the rust and scale off stuff that's been in it with the grinder. It just seems to atomise it, and then it's heady.
On you.
I haven't really prepared anything. I thought about anything.
Actually.
We could talk about that. But go on.
Right, I'll make a start. Head's overheating.
You're getting all
I'm
geared up,
thinking.
James. It's like, honestly.
Brain's getting into gear and it's getting hot.
Is this like your procedure, or is it? I've seen like actors get into this sort of thing. They'll just get into character and
Yeah, well. Yeah, I saw you had a what do you call it? A confrontation on the. So there's like WhatsApp groups for the local area for like farm watch, and so any quad bikes that go walkabout get put on there. Any vehicles that are suspicious get put on there. It is quite entertaining how often someone says suspicious vehicle and doesn't really say any more than that. It's like
yeah, it's nice to have so many people on the app and active,
yeah,
because it's surprising how many eyes and ears there are around to catch people.
Yeah.
However, if you're reporting something, it generally helps if we have what you're reporting, a number for the car, or even type of car, or even colour. Just colour would help. But then sometimes it's just, I saw someone a bit dodgy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit more than that would be helpful.
Few details.
What's really interesting is the eyes that there are watching that are in the middle of nowhere. The amount of times, like in the early hours of the morning, in the middle of nowhere, someone is watching what's going on, and he'll a message saying, "Quad bike's gone flying through such and such place, or gone flying up some road out the middle of the back of beyond." And you think,
I think we're all just insomniacs, James.
well, possibly, aye.
Or we're just highly attuned to. We're just light sleepers. We hear anything like a Honda bike spark up or something. Meerkats.
Yeah. Well, it's reassuring to be fair, because the police have got their hands tied a lot of the time because they're not in the right place at the right time. They can't be in the right place at the right time.
No, admittedly, it's crimes per square metre.
Yeah.
Rather thin.
Yeah.
And you can't be everywhere at once.
But,
however, when you know there is something in progress, it's very difficult sometimes to get the action or the response that you maybe think it deserves.
Yeah. And it's quite interesting that they're saying report everything because then it gets the crime figures up. So then it's easier for them to say, right, we've got a problem here. We need to do something about this. Whereas if it isn't getting reported, it doesn't. They don't know how big a problem it is. If it hasn't
been reported to 101, but then again, 101 can be just. You can lose days on there.
It's hard to do. Well, like there is police officers on there, which is useful because they did get told that
on the app.
Yeah.
The group. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's on WhatsApp, but they did get kicked off as well, didn't they? At one point, because I think they got told they couldn't use WhatsApp as a. So it all sort of. I think they were as disappointed as anybody to be having to stop and using it, but then somehow it seems to have got going again.
If anything, our little local farm watch group used to be supplied with radios. They had to. Everybody that had access to a radio had to be vetted.
Yeah,
and they also had to then tell the police when they would be going out, and then the police would tell them, what channel they'll be on, and there'll be somebody about. We'll keep an ear out for you. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that was all good and above board. There was nobody ever abusing any of this stuff or the facilities. But then, I think a new directive or whatever came out that said you can't. Sorry, the police shouldn't be issuing radios. There should be nobody that could possibly listen in to what the police are up to.
It could potentially be a bit.
Which is again, I suppose that that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But it just meant that now, if they're out and they see something or they witness something, it's then trying to get hold of the appropriate people is just that little bit harder.
Yeah.
I mean, they've equipped themselves with their own radios now for their own communication, because you can't rely on mobile phones because the reception's too iffy.
Yeah.
You can be miles away from anything.
From a signal, yeah.
But as it is, I mean, they've had quite a good success rate. I was involved with them one night when we stopped a couple of quads and stuff get nicked.
Yeah. So most of the time, if a quad bike goes walkabout out of Wensdale, it either goes south to Skipton and then further south again, or north to the 66, and up into Bishop Auckland, County Durham. That
Again,
sort of
we're not being not picking any particular people out in any particular area.
No, but
yes,
that's the way they go.
Yes,
it's one way or the other.
Yeah,
they don't go west, like to Lancaster and over that way. I've never. Well, if they do,
some of them may do, but I would say that there's maybe. I don't. Well, it's hard to tell, isn't it? Really, but out that way, I would think that there's plenty of likely targets like ourselves in that neck of the woods to start.
Yeah, similar. That's probably. Yeah, they'll be going.
That will be well served by by their own local light-fingered crew.
Yeah. So and you had a bit of an well, based on what you put on there.
Oh yeah,
you had a bit of a run-in with some
just poachers. We keep getting. We don't know them from Adam. Some will be completely genuine, and some perhaps not. But people wanting to come along and go rabbiting in one of its many forms.
Yeah.
Either ferreting with nets and what have you. Anyway, but we have a quite nice old gentleman comes round with one of his pals, and it's what he does for his retirement. He's very, very respectful to stuff. He'll have you anything in those fields? Are you all right? Do you want, can we go? Whatever. And he's very respectful, and does a good job. Does a service, if anything.
Yeah.
However, we get a lot of generally carfuls of young lads who, again, if they're just out for a bit of sport and want a bit of countryside sport, I'm kind of for that. But we tend not to say yes, because then you don't know who they're bringing or who they're giving permission, or they don't tell you when they're turning up. They'll just turn up and they'll just scatter stuff all to hell. And then this one particular youth and his friend, he'd pulled up to the house maybe the week before. Oh, hello, we're in the area. See, you've got some rabbits. Do you want us? No, we've got plenty of. I've got a bit of an arsenal myself, and we've got plenty of people that that come.
That have permission.
We're well stocked, basically. It was just a nice way of saying thank you very much, but no, thank you.
Jog on.
Yeah. And then you think to yourself, well, hang on, it's my field. Well, ours, Shell. It's our field. We've paid handsomely for it. We should, we shouldn't feel obliged to let all and sundry on it. Just my tea now.
Get excited.
Yeah. Ooh. Anyway, Stephen had gone past one day, neighbour, and he looked and they shouldn't maybe be in there. So anyway, straight on the phone. Have you got anybody in rabbiting? No.
Well, you have.
So yeah. So anyway, I went along and clocked who it was to start with. It was the same youth that I'd seen before, but he'd seen me coming and turned his head and had his hood up, so he wasn't looking at. He'd let the other youth talk to me. And as I explained to him, I said, just grab the few rabbits that you've got, pack up, and just do one.
Yeah.
Come on, because you know you're not supposed to be on here.
Yeah.
Oh, but we had permission from someone else. I think we've just strayed a bit. Don't talk balls, because the story of who had given him permission didn't check out. I don't think that person exists.
No. They'll say anything, won't they?
Oh, absolutely. And I said, look, the thing that I'm peed off about more is that I'd said no.
Yeah.
And here you are. And I said, that sheepish youth needn't be looking the other way, because I said it was you that I said no to last week.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Just save it, all right? Just pack up and do one. And I don't think that they were up to anything particularly bad, but then there's degrees at which this can escalate. You get different people on, you get people poking around and looking at stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't know who the hell they are, and then they start fetching mates. And there's quite a few times I've been out rapping late at night, and I've seen people out with, supposedly catching rabbits, but out with lurchers coursing hares and stuff.
Yeah.
So again, onto the app. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But the problem then is that when all comes to all, when you finally find out like whose land they were on or whatever, we're given permission.
No.
Yeah.
Unhelpful.
Well, yeah, this is it. So this is why you can't go in too.
Yeah.
Gung-ho.
But
anyway,
end up having to apologise.
Very sorry.
Shooting your mouth off.
Well, yeah. But the thing is not to get too wound up about it anyway. It was just a case of, look, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You have been. Grab what rabbits you've got so far. Just take them with you.
Yeah.
Then jigger off.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? So yeah.
But then again, if I had blown my top at them and been completely irrational, there's nothing to say that they couldn't, on their way back to their car, which was about half a mile away, there's nothing to say that they couldn't have, just to be dicks, left every gate they came at open.
Yeah.
You know, because that's proper arseache, is that?
Yeah.
Even from going back to a time when we used to have land with the Pennine Way going through it, and also it was a heavily used footpath between Hawes and Hardra.
Yeah.
And honestly, people, they could almost, in summer, they could almost link hands. There was that many people going either way. And gates, then you could lock a gate, you could put no access, you could do these things, but they would find a way.
Yeah. And then leave them open.
Or just be really mad that there was a gate. There's a gate there and I can't open it.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing there?
Yeah.
Well, I want to get my pram through, or my buggy, or my dog can't go through a stile. Which is admittedly the first couple of things that you run into are just normal gates on that footpath.
Yeah.
So you get so far down it before you got to one that, either someone had a bit of a problem, or like I say, or even a dog that was a bit decrepit, or or even coming with like twin buggies.
Amazing.
Oh, we can't get round here. Oh, I know. Let's go and rive this gate open. And it was such a bitch of a thing to open. We're going to leave it open now. Sod it. I'm not shutting that. And yeah,
sheep everywhere.
Oh, unreal. Or because it was. I'm going to put that down before I splash myself anymore. Or because it was so busy and so well used that a lot of the tracks going to the stiles through the walls and the gates, they'd sort of dropped in a bit because they'd been just eroded away by footfall.
Yeah.
So as soon as it rained, puddle.
Oh, yeah.
So what do we do here? Do we walk through, because it's raining and we're on a footpath and we should be prepared with our stout shoes, do we just walk through the puddle? Or let's take stones off this wall that's here and just keep filling this puddle up and then we can walk across.
Right.
And that was the wall that was next to the stile, so you'd end up with a gap about yay big, only yay far off the floor. And of course, to any sheep, it's straight on the radar. Anything, they'll just scan a wall top, and anything that's just slightly below low. Ooh, what's that? Of course, yeah, off you go. Trot out, go on, smash your way through there.
Yeah, in a line.
Yeah, queue up. Oh no, how's if you just fight over it? Or someone comes walking a dog off a lead, that's the best one, and just gathers everything up and pushes it all towards
the hole.
That particular hole. And then they go, oh, well, our only way out is obviously over here. Then you get there and there's two fat Texels side by side wedged in that the rest have jumped over the top of.
Yeah, been trampled.
Yeah, I honestly don't miss that. It wasn't our land.
No.
But I was sorely tempted to fence them in.
Yeah. To fence the footpath
fence down, or definitely down at least one side of the footpath. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just keep them on like the smaller side. Yeah. Not ideal by any way.
And making it harder for yourself.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But potentially saving you a load of arse when sheep got out.
I think it was worth it, yeah.
Yeah.
There's once or twice you'd have youngish lambs roaming around, and these were just the times that I was there and just witnessed it. But I just happened to be looking across and I saw this big dopey looking dog sort of lolloping after a lamb, and just went to sort of mouth at the back of it till the air was filled with expletives. Admittedly, it was some distance off, but I think my voice carried at that point. I found that extra little edge just to.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was.
Yeah.
There was. Yeah.
Someone got educated.
I think. Yeah. Yes.
Well, that's the trouble. A lot of them haven't got a clue, have they?
Well,
they're just like, oh, it's our best friend. It's this. It's that. It's soft. It won't hurt anything. And then instinct takes over, and then there's like a missile.
Something springs up at its feet and runs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll chase that.
Yeah, this looks fine, like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always those. You can be as apologetic as you like whilst your hound is being hunted down, but it's not gonna save it.
No.
But it's startling how many people who are out walking their dogs off a lead where they know they really shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Suddenly they see nasty Mr. Farmer Man, and it's dog back on lead. And then once that nasty Mr. Farmer Man's gone again, dog back off you go. And it's not just if you have livestock about. It's also there can be quite a bit of problems with dog shit, basically.
Yeah.
And
is it Neospora? Is that right?
Yeah. And if that's the
one that makes cows abort.
Yeah.
It's in the dog muck.
Yep. And there's also what's that one that causes cysts? It can cause if the spores get into if sheep eat the spores, it can cause cysts in. I think is it the meat or maybe even the lungs. I can't remember, but anyway, yeah.
Not good for them.
Yeah, if you aren't routinely worming your dog and being a responsible dog owner, then the best one is, or even if you're letting your dog off to crap somewhere and you just pretend, I didn't see that, so I don't have to pick it up.
Yeah.
But those that do pick it up in their little plastic bag that they start swinging around, as soon as they get to the next dry stone wall, poke that in that wall. I'm just going to lift this top stone and put it there and then put that. There's a part of me wishes you'd left it on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. It is backwards, isn't it? Putting something that's going to over time disintegrate and disappear in something that isn't going to
Exactly.
disappear.
It's in a plastic bag.
Yeah. I do. Yeah.
That's just irresponsible. And you think, oh, well, there's nowhere for us to put it. Well, it's your pissing dog.
Yeah, it's your responsibility. It's up to you to carry it. Use it as a hand warmer.
Yeah, not my idea of fun, but still. Yeah, I'll admit. I mean, the few times when we've had a dog in, say, a built-up area or whatever, it's just what you have to do.
Yeah.
And you do, and you go. You know, you resign yourself to the fact that you're going to have to carry that on your person until you find a bin. And admit, when you're out in the country, that can be a mile or two.
Yeah. Or your car.
Oh, just
when you get back to it.
Well, yeah, exactly.
The one that it irritates me, but it's horse muck on the road. Just because, like, they get to just do a massive dump in the middle of the road, which then gets splattered everywhere. Granted, it isn't as bad as dog muck or cat muck, because it's all... The worst ones are ones that eat meat, aren't they? Like, cows, sheep, horses...
They're
only eat...
fairly inoffensive.
Yeah. And I'm not proud to say, but just because of the job I've done, I will have eaten my fair share of cow muck.
Absolutely.
Unintentionally... But it's like just part of it, innit? Really, it's like, yeah. Oh look,
yeah.
The worst one is in a cow building where a cow stands on the scraper track in such a way that its foot like flicks off the track and the track pings. Like cow muck goes flying and you get a face full, and it's like, but it's sort of like you just have to accept it and wash your face off, and inevitably some of that went in. But equally, it's not as bad as dog and cat and that sort of stuff.
That's fairly...
But equally, talking of the dogs, I just think sometimes it just irritates me. It just like massive dump in the road. That they could have gone and they would know where it happened because they don't do that many. And should they go and pick it up really once they've finished riding the horse, riding it, I mean. Go back and pick it up.
Yeah, that's a tricky one because
they're not legally meant to, are they? There's no legal requirement for them to do so.
No, and this could well come from back in time when horses were far more prevalent.
Yeah.
And the streets were just awash with horse shit
Yeah.
because there was just horses.
Ooh.
However, there's quite a few, particularly dairy farms, who have to cross main roads.
Yeah.
They can end up in a bit of a mess.
The roads.
Yeah. Just from the sheer amount of shit.
Yeah.
But arguably, that's something that kind of needs to happen.
Mm.
They need to go from one point to another.
Yeah.
You're not doing it just for the sake of it.
No.
However,
that's not to annoy. Yeah.
However, horses. I would argue that the only reason that you are on the road with a horse is purely pleasure.
Yeah.
You are just exercising that animal.
Yeah.
You are generally just going in a loop.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Should it be left?
I think there's a bigger problem here. I think horses. It's just a bit of an unknown. That's the thing. Whenever you approach a horse, you're on the country roads. Admittedly, you may be popping on a bit, but not stupidly. And then confronted with a horse.
Yeah.
Right. Well, first thing is slow up. But I've confronted a few horses, or met a few horses, or even before I even got there, they can be having a dancing session in the middle of the road, and prancing about, and you just think, if it's not bomb-proof,
no,
piss off.
That is a bit of a problem. There's a lot of horses get taken on roads that you think, I'm pretty sure that shouldn't be on a road. common sense says don't take it on the road unless it's bomb-proof.
Exactly, but common sense doesn't matter if they feel entitled to.
Because in fairness, is it right that the highway code is kind of on their side because they are... The law changed last year, was it? Where basically the hierarchy of the road basically meant that the softest thing, pedestrian, whatever it might be, has priority and has the whoever's in a car has to look out for the pedestrian. So and like wagons have to look out. Do you know what I mean? The hierarchy of what's bigger has to look out for what's softer or smaller, and I'm pretty sure horses fall into that. Like we're softer, so we get to do what we want because we can. Yeah,
which you'll meet them in summer with like the baler on and all your lights flashing and what have you. So then but then the problem is you press the brakes, and nearly all modern tractors, you touch the brakes, the first thing they do is kick four-wheel drive in to make sure all four wheels are trying to stop you.
Yeah.
Well, there's quite a bit of wind-up involved in that. So your transmission starts. You meet some things. The first thing is, I'll slow up a bit. Woo! And there's lights flashing. You're trying to turn the lights off to stop, and then just quietly coast into the side of the road and let them approach and walk past you. And admittedly, most riders are thank you very much.
Yeah.
But
I tend to be watching the horse.
Well, I
watch the horse to see what's it going to do. Is it looking like it's going to do anything stupid?
What's this? Or you get up behind them and they're waving you past, and you think, if I go full steam ahead to try and get past you, you might end up in that garden.
Yeah. People waving me past, cyclists do it, and I'm like, no, like,
yeah,
I don't know you, I don't trust you, I can't see what's in front of you. If I hit you, I'm the one that's in trouble, so I'm going to sit here until I can see.
Until you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like pedalling away, and you're like, obviously not right up behind them, but you back a bit, just tootling along,
and then they're
like waving you on, and like, no, because if I have an off for whatever reason, so if I end up colliding, you can just cycle off into the distance, no responsibility for the consequences of what's just happened.
They have no plate on the back that you can see who it was.
So you can wave all you want. I'm not doing anything until I can see.
Yeah,
and like
I've been bitten before now with that. Yeah, I'm with you there. I had a cyclist wave me into traffic.
Yeah. The best one is in Newton. So in Newton Willows, if they go up the village, they did it once, and like I was tooting along, and there was a massive group of them, and there was nowhere to pass them in the village because they were all spread out all over the place.
Yeah.
But they didn't know what was coming. So sure enough, you go up through Newton Village, and then there's a massive hill. So they were just like tootling away, like as if they're caring the world. I was like, well, if you aren't going to let me past, I'm going to be sat behind you going up that hill. And sure enough, they were like pedalling away. And then when they got to the top of the hill, they're like waving me on, waving. I was like, again, I can't see.
No.
I'm not going until I can see.
I'm not being caught
without being
alongside you lot with oncoming traffic. Without
being an idiot, I'm going to sit here until I can see. I did bale straw in 2001. I was baling straw with a 4955 John Deere, which is like a big John Deere tractor with not much of a silencer as an exhaust, with a massive baler on the back of it, round Newmarket. So of course, horses everywhere. So basically, all you could do really, because this tractor was just noise, and a baler that rattled. And it was just, you just had to stop. You just had to basically park up, turn it off, wait for the horses to go past, give them plenty of time, and then strike it up again. Because you weren't getting past them horses without one of them going mental. Like, they're already highly strung as they are, because they're race horses.
So, definitely. Yeah.
So, it's like, But also, like, I think, because, it's a bit like Midland, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, they've got an attitude that like, yeah, they don't like. Well, they're just anything moving seems to irritate the jockeys up there.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get a load of abuse. So, yeah, you just do what you do and try and get out unscathed.
And yet, the things that the travelling community tend to come past with on the way to Appleby, bomb-proof.
Yeah.
You know, grown up with it, they're used to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, tethered up on a roadside, eating whatever, fine, not a problem.
Yeah. Oh, they never bother.
Not really, no. No, I've not seen one be. Well, I've seen one or two that might have been a little bit new to it, that were dancing around a bit, but you just kind of knew to take it steady around them. But no, they're fairly sound.
Yeah. So anyway, that was you dealing with the.
Yeah, we've gone off topic again.
Yeah,
again, we didn't really have a topic to start with.
Yeah.
So,
Have you been far this week?
No, not really. No, this is the highlight of my week, James. I don't get to do other things. This is it. This is my diversification.
I did a lap this week.
A lap.
Yeah, I did a lap. I tend to try and organise if I'm going somewhere to do a lap, and it started by going to Clitheroe and collecting my pickup after it faltered again. So I now have my pickup back, and I've done probably about 1,500 miles in it since I picked it up. And I did say to them, and in fairness, he rung yesterday, did the service manager at Rufus car.
Is this the one that you struck up a good rapport with last time?
Well, seemingly, yeah. It's necessary to try and keep on the right side of him so that he'll look after me. He rung yesterday to see how I got on, because I said, look, I'm coming, I was basically dropping off theirs and swapping into my own to go to Holyhead and then go down to basically do a lap, and I said it needs to be right because I don't want to end up stuck somewhere. And anyway, it's touch wood, it's done all right. And so I went to Holyhead and fitted some latch lines on a rotary milking parlour that I hadn't fitted on before, and they worked really well, did a good job. And then I drove from there to North Bristol, and what a pig of a journey that was, because basically go across to Chester, and then diagonally, well, sort of not diagonally actually, it's sort of nearly vertically down to Worcester on all the roads, and it's like, that was a pig of a journey. Anyway, then I went and saw a chap at Shaftesbury, and then went across to Oxford for Wednesday morning, and then came home and got home just in time to go and get the girls from school. So that was my lap, and before you know it, it's Friday. Yeah. So I got back Wednesday night, but I can't tell you what I did yesterday. Just before you know it, it's Friday, and I'm just trying to get jobs done. And
so you finally got back with the pickup.
Yes.
Whilst your poor wife, since we're on about car troubles,
So
I don't know if it's just in shot, but
no, it isn't. But it's
there's an A4 under a sheet there.
Yeah. So Lindsay's car started making a noise last Thursday. The steering was making a noise, and Lindsay did say, I took it to take Felicity Young Farmers, and sure enough it was making a noise. So then Lindsay fetched it down. I wasn't about Friday. So Lindsay fetched it down on... Well, no, Lindsay's dad brought it down here. So Lindsay's dad brought it down here.
And we expertly, just unequivocally diagnosed nothing was wrong. She's making it up. Yeah. She's making it up, Howard. Don't worry. She's full of it.
So, and then on Monday morning, Lindsay took the girls to school and properly broke down.
Yep.
No steering.
None whatsoever.
No.
Not even.
It was, no, there wasn't any when I got in it, but I think I sort of managed to make it steer. So I managed to get it to steer enough to manoeuvre it into here by shunting it many times.
Yeah.
So that basically got abandoned at school, and she got ferried home by a friend, and then we borrowed a car, and then I went and collected it up Thursday morning. That's actually what I was doing. Yesterday morning. I was collecting Lindsay's car with a trailer, brought it down here and took the steering rack off and started the process of trying to hunt one down.
Yeah.
And current prices vary between 93 quid and
I was gonna say,
920.
Your options now are a new one.
Well, I haven't even priced a new one.
A one off a salvage then.
Yeah, a breaker's yard one. They vary between 700 and 920.
Ready for you to pick up, already off.
Yes.
Right.
Or there's another option is send it away to be reconditioned.
Yep.
That's 475 plus VAT, but that does include the shipping both ways.
They don't do like service exchange.
No, I said that. He said no. Which in some respects maybe because you do sort of know that if you get yours back, you know how many miles it's done.
Oh,
And
you've got all your bloody tie rods and everything on there.
well, he said to send it without the tie rods, which is like that's a bollock, isn't it? It's going to have to get tracked up anyway, isn't it? If you put that steering rack back on that car, even though it's just come off, you're going to have to do the tracking on it.
Are you? Really?
The rate we go through tyres, yes.
I still say that is all to do with the driver
Well, yeah, probably is.
and her habit of making the school run into a super special stage. The only reason that broke down at school was that she was just trying to J-turn it into a parking space in front of another mum.
Well, maybe in fairness to Lynn, she is very good at reverse parking. Much to the...
Not now.
Not without any steering.
No, true.
And then the other option is 93 quid from a spot where you go and you take it off yourself. But they won't tell me if they've got one. And
you have to turn up first.
You have to turn up and,
to realise
they've got a car
first if you
that should have one on.
Yeah.
But they won't tell me if it's still got it on. So,
That's
What's this, the steering rack?
yeah. Yeah.
So you don't know that... Oh.
It's alright, you can come up. Yeah, the steering rack, yeah.
Mm.
So anyway, so that's tomorrow's morning's job is going and getting a steering... Well,
to see,
hopefully.
to think that... To expect to find one.
Yeah. So
Are they a common thing then?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's done 118,000 miles. So
Not mega.
yeah. But it's the second steering rack that's done me this year. Bearing in mind the pickup has had a new steering rack this year as well.
Yeah?
And that's only, well, in fairness, that had only done like 52,000 when that went wrong. So yeah.
So mine on the Jaguar that's done 235,000 miles.
Yeah.
Built to last.
Yeah, golden, you see.
Yeah.
None of this electronic nonsense.
Well, yeah.
You just need a little pump.
Yeah, a bit of oil.
Yeah.
Job's a good one. Yeah, so anyway. So that's tomorrow's job, go and get a steering rack and try and get Lindsay's car back on its wheels.
Quite literally.
So yeah.
Hmm.
So that was this week.
Well, at least you're partway through. You got the old one off, all right.
Yeah, it was actually quite well, apart from the fact I didn't have a multi-spline big enough. So I had to go and get that. If it hadn't been for that, I'd have had it off in about an hour and a half, if that. And half of that was me sort of...
I think you just took on this job as an excuse to go and buy more tools.
I didn't. I did
Yeah.
not. I didn't. Yeah, I couldn't buy just the bit I wanted. I had to buy a full set, and that was annoying.
Oh, woes.
Wasn't worth the trip to Ripon then to save the money on it.
Well, no.
Spend the money on the diesel on the tools instead.
Yeah, just
I still blame the driving style. If you're blasting through
tyres.
steering boxes and tyres.
Well, what I would say is, in fairness, the track to where we live is it's a farm track. It's pretty rough. It's not really the car designed for that sort of track at all. But the trouble is, we like the car so much.
Yeah, but I'm with Lindsay here. Is that when it's like a bit washboardy or whatever, the faster you go, if you're just touching the tips of all those crests,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah. The tyres don't have time to drop into the bottom.
Speed is your friend.
Yeah, well, and I do help fill the potholes in because we are responsible for the fact that they do get washed out quite
Again,
often.
if you're only touching the crests of all these,
No.
I would argue that you're sort of knocking them off as you go. It's only when you come trundling along, labouring along in your pickup, humpty 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 hum, smashing all these new ones in. Whereas
my
if you
fault.
all adopted the same driving style,
Well, quite a lot of the delivery drivers that end up at our spot do adopt that method of driving.
is it their pan?
No, are they bothered? No. Last year, one of them did fall off the road into the ditch, and they ended up having to get.
It's straight.
Oh yeah. Well, the best bit is, he came to deliver a parcel. The gates were shut because the sheep were in the yard eating the grass off. Turned around, went to go back away, fell off the road, then came back, walked back down with the parcel and delivered the parcel because he'd fallen off the road,
Prick.
asking, "Can you pull me out?"
I'd have left him there.
Well, we did.
Ah,
Well, because in fairness, like, you don't know, like, if you go to help someone like that, it's
oh,
you could end up in bother.
Yeah.
You
Look
could
at
end
this
up with,
damage you
"Oh
did to my
look,
van."
yeah. Well, you asked me to pull you out, and so yeah, I wasn't there at the time, but I wasn't far away, and there was various conversations had about what to do, and it was determined that I think Tom did actually try and help him pull him out, but
Yeah.
said he was just no, there was no helping the man. He was not the most. Yeah. So then I did end up landing back as they were pulling it out with a tractor unit, an Arctic tractor unit.
Shit.
And basically, like, they didn't help themselves because they put the strap on the top side. So what it did was it actually dragged the van into the hedge as it was dragging it out. Whereas if they put the strap on the low side, it would have been pulling the van out of the hedge. So yeah, I was there when the van basically went bumbling along the hedge and then eventually pulled out again. But yeah, that was so yeah.
But just because those gates were shut, I haven't time for this shit. He'd driven all the way down that
Yeah.
lane.
Yeah.
You'd have thought, well, I'm here now. I'm
Yeah.
done it. But no.
But no. And like Lindsay said afterwards, like, she realised that the only reason he landed to deliver the parcel was because he fell off the road. But yeah, that was entertaining.
So long story short, you got your parcel.
Well, yeah. And he getting a load of bother.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
I hate the whole ones of... Oh, sorry, we tried... I've watched them before now. On the app you can track some of them, can't you, the delivery people?
Yeah.
And I've been tracking them, and admittedly we're a bit out of the way, but we're not that bad.
I was going to say, you're on the side of the road.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not...
Yeah. You're not in the middle of a town or a village,
No, exactly.
but you are on the side of a main road.
So anyway, I was watching. Ooh, in the like next door village. Oh, brilliant! Oh, we'll be next then. Stopped watching him. I expected him to come at some point in time because I was really I can't remember what the hell it was he was fetching, but I needed it to finish
Yeah.
whatever I was doing. He's taking his time, isn't he? I'll just have another look back on this app. Twat's headed back towards Darlington. Oh no, sorry, we couldn't get to you today. You were there.
He'll have come past. If he was going to
If I'd
Darlington.
known you were going to be such a prick, I'd have driven into Aysgarth to meet you.
So we got to Aysgarth and then turned around
He
and
got
went
to
back.
Aysgarth and then either he'd got up to his time or his limit or whatever. I don't know.
But you are like 2 miles out of
Yeah.
on the main road.
Yeah, and I was expecting it to be, because they'd also given you a handy countdown of you are whatever in this. Whatever. All right, oh, brilliant. Right, well, he'll be with us. No.
That kind of backfired, didn't it? We'll be with you in.
Yeah. And then,
Or
who do
not.
you... So it's then, Christ, what is it, like 4:30, 5 o'clock? Who do I... I've paid for next day delivery, and when next day delivery generally means, we'll be there maybe 4:30 with you. So it's not like midday next day,
Yeah.
which some people do offer, which is a lot better. But that's just, no man's land then.
Are you like, you don't know when it's coming tomorrow or not?
Well, I want to complain. I want to say, oi, where's he gone? half a job Harry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
oh, I've had all sorts. I've ordered seed before now, grass seed, and that's come. One order's come on 3 different vans.
Hello, anyone who's watching. Well done for making it right to the end. Unfortunately, and I don't know why, that's where this video ends. When we finished, it was still recording, but for some reason it's not there. So sorry to end it so abruptly, but thanks very much for watching all the way to the end, and we'll try and get a bit better so that this doesn't happen again. It's just modern technology. Sometimes it's so infuriating. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and yeah, we'll do another one and try and have a proper ending. Thanks very much. See you. Bye.